Writing this has been the single hardest thing that I've ever done. All of us share an immeasurable grief as we struggle to understand. Robbie will forever be remembered for his brilliant smile, his wit, and that beautiful head of hair that he was so proud of and constantly running his fingers through. From our earliest memories of him until today, a constant theme of his life was his compassion for others. I'll never forget his first and only year of playing football when he was 8. One day, after a few weeks of practice and prep for their first game, he talked about how bad he felt for one of the players on the opposite team. We asked why, and he said that all the coaches wanted to crush that player because he was so good. Robbie struggled with the concept of why anyone would want to hurt another person. He never had to face that struggle because the next day he suffered a compound fracture during practice. As he and I laid in the hospital together, he asked me to make sure that I told the other 2 kids that it was not their fault. He wasn't worried about his arm or focused on his pain. He just wanted to make sure the other kids were okay. Through the years, his gentle soul surfaced in other ways, sometimes in his caring touch with animals, other times with his willingness to take time with younger kids that looked up to him. As he grew older, his compassion grew as well. Last summer, he helped take care of his grandma Barb as she recovered from surgery. Playing cards, helping her with whatever she needed, being present. Not because he had to or was asked to, but because he wanted to. He spent 2 summers coaching young kids, one summer with First Tee of Denver, and the last summer at Rolling Hills giving swim lessons. Every day after lessons, he shared little bits of his students' triumphs and failures. He loved to teach and support people younger than him. It always brought such a smile to our face when we saw all the younger swim kids tagging along behind wherever Robbie went. Swimming and tennis were his passion. He said on a few occasions that his mind was at peace when he was in the water. At the time, we took that as a positive message. Now, looking back, I wonder if it was something more. Some of my happiest moments were watching Robbie and Elizabeth together, wrestling ferociously in his room, usually losing, good-natured jokes and fun, caring for each other. Elizabeth, he loved you more than you can ever know. You were his role model, his mentor, and his teacher. He deeply valued the friendship and the sense of community with his team members of the various sports and clubs he belonged to. He was always less focused on his personal achievement in those sports rather than cheering on his teammates and supporting them in whatever way he could. Lakewood Tigers, Rolling Hills Makos, please know that Robbie loved you all deeply. Your friendships with him were the most important thing in his life. We always knew that he had made an impact on some of you. We never appreciated the depth or the breadth of that impact until the last few days. The stories and the testimony at the vigil on Sunday, the stories shared with us via text on the funeral home webpage and personal visits to our house, Those stories have broken our heart and made us the proudest parents in the world at the same time. They've helped us start the healing process. We will never be able to make sense of this tragedy, but please take to heart the message of Robbie's hope. There's always someone you can reach out to in a time of need. A friend, a coach, a teacher, a family member. Use your memories of Robbie as a constant reminder to help others in need and to help yourselves. I want to stress with all of you, his friends, that there were no warning signs. There's no burden of guilt. No one saw this. No one could have predicted this. You brought nothing but love into his life, not pain. Some of you have told us that it's therapeutic to be able to share your feelings with Robbie, to talk to Robbie via text. Please know that we'll keep his phone number active for the years to come, unmonitored, always on, so that you have a place to share your dreams, successes, failures, heartbreak, and love. If there is no one that you feel that you can reach out to, then call Kari or I. Our cell numbers will be posted on Robbie's Hope. We will drop everything for you and be there for you in minutes, any hour, any day. It does not matter if we've never met. We care about you and we want to help. The increase in teen suicide in our community, our country, is shocking and going largely unnoticed. There's a stigma and an unwillingness to talk about depression and suicide. I was ignorant to this, focused on our own lives in the whirlwind of daily life. A recent survey by the Colorado Trust shows that up to 25% of all teens in Colorado have given the idea of completing suicide serious thought. National surveys estimate that there are 18 to 25 suicide attempts for every suicide death. 25% of girls and nearly 15% of boys in grades 9 through 12 have thought about suicide. Nearly as many have made actual serious suicide plans. The leading cause of death in Colorado for ages 13 to 18 is suicide. The statistics take my breath away. I was so ignorant to this issue. Did we miss the warning signs? Would we have even recognized the warning signs? Was there a call for help that went unnoticed because we were not listening or looking? Why didn't he feel that he could reach out for help? These are the unanswerable questions that will torment me for the rest of my life. We need to eradicate the social stigma around depression and asking for help. As individuals and a society, we are failing our children. The silence around this topic of depression and teen suicide is deafening. It needs to stop now. We need to equip our young adults to better cope with the increasing pressure that society places on them, that they place on themselves. We need to remove the stigma and fear of asking for help. Nothing that Kari or I or any of us do can bring Robbie back to us. What we can do is commit ourselves to helping others around us every day, every moment. Robbie modeled the basic value of kindness to others. That needs to be our rally cry. Our society is turning poisonous with hate, divide, a lack of compassion towards others, is the opposite of how Robbie showed up every day. We have to change. Robbie is a model for what all of us can be and what good can look like. If we can save one other person from struggling silently in the darkness, alone, in overwhelming grief, remorse, regret, then we'll have modeled what good is. For the old people in the room, I promise you that I'll be calling on you, demanding you to support this cause. That may be via your talents in law or marketing or graphic design or a host of other careers. It will certainly be continued financial support as our strategies and tactics emerge. But we are not the solution. I was serious when I said we were failing the younger generation. We've given up our right to fix it. Now we need to support our youth in their journey. To the change agents in the room, our young adults, we need your help. We need to build an army of passionate youth that want to change the conversation around depression and suicide. An army that will lead and shape the direction that we take Robbie's hope in the years to come. An army that will start a revolution that takes over school by school, country by country, state by state, until we have eliminated this issue. Sophomores, you have 31 months to build this into an unstoppable force. Freshmen, you have more time, less for the juniors and seniors, but certainly enough to make an impact. I'm calling on you to join us. Send an email or call ourselves and join the team. We will use your talents and your passion. In the immediate days ahead, we are especially in need of all the tech geniuses out there. Building the holding page for the website pressed my technical skills to the max. We also need the artists and the graphic designers to help shape and form the logo and graphics and design of our social media and print media. We need leaders to form conversation and support groups. We need people suffering from depression to help shape our message and approach. We need you all. I truly hope that I have hundreds of emails, texts, phone calls come in over the next few days. People say, in time, our sharp pain of grief will subside. That may be true, but it's hard to see the future today as we all try to get through this tragedy hour by hour, day by day. The only comfort that I have right now is that I know Robbie was at peace in the end. I have a lot of horrific memories of last Thursday night burned into my brain. After I cut him down and before I started CPR, there was a single beautiful memory that was formed. Robbie's face reflected an inner peace that was both serene and beautiful. I will always cherish that memory, knowing that his pain and the darkness was finally at an end. Robbie, I know you knew we loved you dearly. My heart breaks when I think about the pain you were in. We will do everything in our power to make sure that your death does not go in vain. Kari and I are dedicating our lives in your honor to help others in need. You have become our teacher and our mentor in life. I'd like to close with a poem, Afterglow, by Helen Lowry Marshall, It's printed in your bulletins. I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to drive before the sun, of happy memories that leave when life is done. Thank you.